This is the Indonesia Channel.
Coming up in today's Indonesia, President-elect Joko Widodo announced his future cabinet structure. What President SBY leaves in his 10 years legacy. Take a look how Jakarta's children learn to create games like experts. Selamat berjumpa lagi. Welcome to today's Asia from Jakarta. I am Luisa Nandar. President-elect Joko Widodo on Monday announced the structure of his incoming cabinet. The incoming cabinet will consist of 34 ministers, much similar to the one currently in place. Jokowi declined to announce any names, but said that 18 ministers would have professional backgrounds, while 16 others would come from his coalition parties. He also said that deputy minister positions would be renounced, except for Foreign Affairs Ministry. Widodo also announced a new cabinet office called the Popular Ministry, though he declined to provide any details. President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono is set to leave office next month with a 10-year legacy. Yudhoyono was the first directly elected Indonesian president in 2004. During his leadership, Indonesia's economy stabilized and became one of the strongest growth rates in the world. Poverty and unemployment rates have also steadily declined over the years. Yudhoyono also claimed that Indonesia has transformed into a more stable democracy over the past decade. However, he left unfinished issues for the incoming government, such as tight state budget and also fuel subsidies. We get perspective now from our viewpoint analyst. Wimar is here. He's a former presidential spokesman, now running his own communications company. Wimar, it's always good to have you here.
It's good to see you, Luisa.
Yes, well, SBY is leaving office really soon, and he sure has left a lot of tremendous legacy for our country. Now, can you name a few achievements that he has done for Indonesia?
Well, just like you mentioned or you read, the Indonesian economy has been stable militarily, financially, as well as economically, although it's debatable whether it's his doing or not, but still that remains. It's not worse, it's better than Indonesia was when he came in. And Indonesia took very strong initiative in climate change, starting the REDD commitment, attracting support from Norway and other countries, but then the execution fell short. So SBY is one has only to be ambivalent about him. He has sound ideas, but he fails to carry them through. I guess he comes from a background in which he is given a good personality, but not the temperament or the culture to carry them through. He lets things float.
Do you think his achievement has surpassed what was expected of him?
No, it has in fact disappointed a lot of people. People expected more. When he got the majority in the second term of 60-something percent, people expected, in fact, they got less, but society has its own momentum. So I can say that SBY presided over a positive trend in Indonesian society, so that we are democratic, we're able to choose a president who seems to be more assertive than he is, so he's left a lot of good things. But
now, talking about democracy, though, we have had a peaceful election and also a peaceful takeover. Yeah. Now, can we say now that we have reformed as a democratic country?
The process is never complete. Yeah, it's not like heart surgery where you can be declared cured. It has to be maintained every year, and although we have direct elections, but now the dark forces are asking for...
what dark forces?
Well, I'm just referring to Darth Vader and his friends. Well, I'm just kidding. But some political forces want to go back in time and do away with direct elections. So there's still a lot of work to be done. SBY has just recently declared in the last few days that he would not want the direct elections to be rescinded, so that's good.
Yeah, well, President SBY has also left a couple of problems, namely fuel subsidies problem. We also still have religious intolerance and, of course, corruption. Now, what needs to be done by the incoming government then?
They just need to be told very hard at the issues and make a decision. There's a lot of analysis, there's a lot of good intentions, but the decisions are always left floating. If you talk about fuel subsidies, the problem has existed since 1978 after the oil price increased by OPEC in Suharto's government, but always swept under the rug and carried over until the next term. Everybody knows that subsidies are too high, that gasoline, fuel is, fossil fuels are too cheap in Indonesia. That's why they get struggled. So now I think the new government has a lot of issues that they don't need to prepare, but just prepare the political way. SBY does not demonstrate a strong political will. He is more scared of his rivals than he respects his allies.
So do you think the next President Jokowi has the confidence to be more strict and to be more firm?
I do not know, but Jokowi is much more a simple man than SBY. He doesn't think in convoluted, complicated ways. For him, things are more or less straightforward. At least we can see that he is much better than any options we have. One can only hope and support.
One can only hope. Well, the latest news is that the president has been offered a leading role in a number of international organizations. Do you think this represents his expertise globally?
No, I think those kind of offices do not reflect expertise, but respect maybe for him or for the country. If he accepts a position in, say, UNESCO, it's as much an accolade or a compliment to Indonesia as it is to him. I don't think he has any expertise in any of those things, but of course you need some experience in diplomacy, and he has that.
He has that.
He has too much diplomacy.
He has too much diplomacy. All right. Viewpoint analyst WimaronTV, thank you for coming here. And as you mentioned before, one can only hope for the next government to be always better than the one we have now.
Thank you, Louisa.
Thank you. We go to our next story here. President Yudhoyono ordered immigration officials to monitor Indonesians heading abroad and foreigners entering the country following the arrest of 4 foreign terror suspects. The outgoing president asked the coordinating ministry for political, legal, and security affairs to be selected when issuing passport to Indonesian citizens. SBY also ordered government institutions to monitor all Indonesian citizens currently in Iraq and Syria. The anti-terrorism squad arrested 4 foreigners who were traveling with Turkish passport in central Sulawesi. They are allegedly linked to a terrorism network in Poso and also to the Islamic State, or formerly known as ISIS. Now to our first look at the weather. Standing by at the weather monitor is Winnie Kusumawardani. Winnie, quick forecast for tomorrow.
Well, Luisa, a bright and delightful day is here in the capital, Jakarta. Expect a sunny day with daytime high of 34 degrees and nighttime temperature will cool down to 24. That's first weather. The complete forecast later in the program. Back to you, Luisa.
Thank you, Winnie. Today's Indonesia will continue shortly. Our Business Watch features Sintesa, a multi-sector business going global. That's ahead.
Sari Ayu Tren Warna 2014. Inspirasi Borneo. Inovasi Mars Foundation. 3 warna eyeshadow. Marshmallow Blush On. Lipstick. Untuk berbagai gaku. Tren Warna 2014. Inspirasi Borneo. The Colors of Asia. Sari Ayu Marta Tilaar.
Indonesian artists are awesome.
Archipelago on the Indonesia Channel.
I am Indonesia.
I am Indonesian.
I am Indonesia.
I am Indonesia. I am
Indonesia.
Hi, I'm Indonesia.
We are Indonesia.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Hahn, and this is Executive Golf. Good shot. It's going in. Oh!
Executive Golf, only on the Indonesia Channel.
I'm Caitlin Turner, and welcome to Yoga Bliss. Exhale, reaching down to triangle pose. Come follow me on my travels every week on the Indonesia channel.
Namaste.
You are watching today's Indonesia from the Jakarta studio of the Indonesia Channel, the country's first with 24 hours in English. Concerns on the rising interest rates from the Fed, China's weakening production data growth in August, weakened the global and regional market. But yesterday, the Jakarta Composite Index successfully closed in the green zone after most of the trade hit the negative area. As for the markets today, here's how they finished in Jakarta and around the region. Founded in 1999, Syntesa Group is now a multi-sector business targeting $1.2 billion revenue this year. The Indonesia Channel's Prisma Kinanti talks to CEO of Syntesa Group, Shinta Kamdani, about expanding the business globally.
Our core business, since my father in 1959 started the trading, was really consumer products. I think over the years we have diversified the group, but it has really been operated very much independently. So when I come in, first of all, what I did after working a number of years in the company was to restructure to have a very clear portfolio. Focus on the portfolio and consolidate. I think that's the main issue, is how do we consolidate the group and belonging to one organization rather than each as separate entity. So that's what we did. And we then decide, we look at the opportunities in Indonesia, we then decide to focus on the four pillars, which is the consumer, industrial, property, and energy. So this is where now we're set as a group.
But what has been the greatest challenge in doing business in Indonesia?
I think my main issue or challenge was really transferring the organization from a family business, operated business, to a more professional management. I think my father has run the organization more as owner, and therefore authority remains in one person. And I think we've been trying to establish more a systematic approach, and then putting professionals and having an executive committee to run the organization. So it's really that transition was the biggest challenge.
But how do you maintain your business to keep all of these different sectors going on at the right track to achieve the company's goal?
Yes. I think we have an investment holding company. We have a clear structure now in terms of an executive committee that represent many of the different sectors within the organization. So I think one aspect is important is we have a KPI, of course, the key performance indicators in terms of managing, and also the right monitoring system. I think we have to work systematically, and this is something that we need to establish. Therefore, it's much easier to maintain the portfolio and manage the portfolio.
Lastly, what is your business plan in the future?
Well, I would like to bring Syntesa Group to be a player in the global market. That doesn't mean that we have to have our existence all over the world, but more as an Indonesian company who can really have to compete with other companies in the world. And I think that kind of vision of being also a sustainable excellence company for Syntesa is important. We believe in not just profitability, but also in the social and environment aspect.
Stay tuned, more of today's Indonesia is coming up. Children in Jakarta learn a unique skill usually taught to adults. That's next.
Saya harus bagaimana?
Berarti sebelum anaknya Jimmy pulang, kita sudah harus secepatnya menculik dan membuang bayi itu ke comberan.
Hari berganti hari, seolah waktu akan berlari.
Congratulations to Harold Sondak of the Netherlands. He's picked as the winner of the Ultimate Indonesia Channel Experience on June 30th.
Wow, really? It's Harold Sondak.
Harold will fly on Garuda Indonesia with a guest, first to Bali Zayana Resort and Spa and Rimba Jimbaran, Bali for 3 relaxing nights. Then on to Jakarta's iconic Hotel Borobudur for 3 more nights. Gourmet meals, golf, spa treatments, all part of the prize for watching Indonesia's first 24-hour English channel. Stay tuned for the next opportunity to win.
Passion for Fashion, only on the Indonesia Channel.
Indonesia opens up my heart. Unforgettable. Love is just the start. Indonesia touches my soul. Keeps my heart always warm on the cold. A very beautiful place. Elegantly smile. Heaven is this place on earth, wonderful Indonesia. The power of love, surprises of love. All your dreams will all come true in Indonesia. I like Indonesia. You will always be in my heart. I love Indonesia. You give dreams a place to start. Go, Indonesia. Go, Indonesia. Go, Indonesia. Go,
The Indonesia Channel for the world to see.
This is today's Indonesia, and we are your daily window into this dynamic archipelago. A school in Jakarta offers children the opportunity to create games like experts. The Indonesia Channel's Janice Liu explains.
These kids are spending their holiday on the computer, but they're not playing games, they're making them. Coding Indonesia is a course for kids between 7 to 15 years old for learning computer programming.
Coding itu sebenarnya nggak lagi lain apa yang udah kita pelajari di sekolah, itu matematika. Dan anaknya kan belajar matematika sejak umur SD sejak kecil kan, salah satu SD udah belajar matematika, aritmetika, logik, ya kan, semua itu dia pelajarin juga. Nah itu yang menurut saya membuat kalau mereka udah menggunakan teknologi, kenapa nggak belajar menciptakan teknologi?
The course is divided into 3 levels: basic, web literacy, and junior coding. Children are expected to be able to create their own games and learn how to think like a programmer. In one of the lessons, students learn how to create a flight simulator game. The class introduced key components of game development, like plane speed, direction, and how to create various levels of difficulty. Even though the class is taught English, children have been responding with enthusiasm and creativity, becoming more competent in math and English.
Pembuatan gamenya itu jadi bisa dibuat banyak, dan karena banyak jadi bisa bikin banyak variasi, sehingga kalau di rumah aku bisa juga belajar dari codingnya.
This extracurricular activity is considered a positive move to drive innovation in education. According to a study, there are currently 7 million online game users, and it's expected to grow about 33% annually over the next 3 years.
ICT itu faktor untuk perkembangan negara, perkembangan dunia yang sangat-sangat penting. Menurut saya itu penting untuk dipelajari, penting untuk dimengerti, gitu ya. Dan yang jelas akan banyak peluang-peluang baru yang bahkan kita mungkin saat ini belum lihat gitu.
Buat skill programming itu skill yang paling dekat dengan entrepreneurship, gitu ya. Kalau kita lulus sekolah kita bisa coding, kita udah nggak mesti ngelamar sana sini lagi. Kita bisa masuk kamar, kita kerjain sesuatu, kita buat launching. Marketnya besar sekali, yang iPhone, Google Play, yang kayak gitu-gitu ya. Yang kita rilis jutaan orang udah ngeliat.
With a positive response, Coding Indonesia is currently active in talks with schools in Indonesia to include their program in extracurricular activities, and is planning to hold the first Kids Computer Conference this year, aiming to bring young programmers and exchange knowledge and ideas. Janice Liu, the Indonesia Channel, Jakarta.
Let's get our complete weather picture now. For the outlook across the archipelago, we go back to Winnie at the weather monitor. Winnie, how's Wednesday looking?
Yay, Luisa, most areas in the country will see a bright day tomorrow. Let's start in Aceh, where it will be a fair day with a high of 32 degrees. Medan will see some heavy afternoon thunderstorms. Daytime high will hit 31 and cooling down to 23 at night. Here in the capital Jakarta, a sunny and beautiful day is the forecast. The high will be 34 degrees Celsius. A refreshing rujak juhi, a Betawi salad with processed dried squid, will be a perfect afternoon snack. Surabaya will have a breezy afternoon. Daytime will hit 32 degrees and cooling down to 22 at night. In Bali, where sate lilit and sambal mata is from, Denpasar, a sunny and pleasant day is waiting. The high projected to be 29. Heading up to Makassar, temperatures will range from 34 to 21. Expect a very warm day. And in Papua, Jayapura, high projected to be 31 with some clouds and thunderstorms. Well, Luisa, that's the forecast for Tuesday.
You mentioned about rujak just now.
For Wednesday.
For Wednesday, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, rujak, maybe you can explain a little bit more about what rujak is to our audience?
Well, rujak is sort of like a salad. It's Indonesian salad. It's not only fruit salad. It's also, sometimes it contains a mix of fruits and also vegetables.
And the sauce, don't forget the sauce.
And the sauce, usually it's with peanut sauce and sometimes with pickled sauce.
Yes, and it's just one of the Indonesian food that you should try.
Yes, you have to. And juhi also makes it really, really nice.
Okay, sounds really yummy.
Yes.
It's feedback time. Max posted this on our Facebook page. Why isn't any pay TV provider carrying your channel in Singapore? Well, we plan to launch StarHub soon, Max, so please stay tuned. We are very happy to hear any comments from you, so please send us a message or drop us an email at info@theindonesiachannel.com, and you can also reach us through social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Take your pick. Well, that's today's Indonesia from Jakarta. Thank you for watching with Winnie, and I'm Luisa Kusnandar. Please join us again tomorrow, Wednesday. See you.
Wednesday.